Lum Harris, manager of the battling Atlanta Braves. It looks like you've got the Braves to the point that they're really going to be pennant contenders this year. How does the season look to you?
Well, I think so, Tom. I thought so since spring training, but I know it's going to be tough. But my club's had their ups and downs like everyone else has, but we've managed to stay on top or within a half or a game or so of it. And really, my fellows really think they have a wonderful chance to win a pennant.
How important is this Dodger series to you?
Well, I think they're all important. Of course, it's always nice to beat the club that's next to you because the rest of them certainly can't catch your gain on you as long as you're beating them. But we have a 4-game series coming up with San Diego, and it's just as important, really. But you seem to sometimes have a little letdown after you play a club right next to you and then play a bottom-place team. And that San Diego club is not no cinch by any means. They've knocked off a couple of contenders 2 or 3 times this year already. In fact, we're only 2-2 with them.
Mm-hmm. Lum, you've got one of my old favorites, a former Notre Damer and a professional basketball player now on your pitching staff, Ron Reed. Tell me a little bit about Ron.
Well, I had Ron in Richmond. It was the first time I ever saw Ron Reed. And I'll say this, Tom, he's one of the finest competitors. I can understand why he was such a great athlete in college with basketball and baseball. He's the most competitive guy I believe I've ever seen in this game. He really tries to beat you. He tries to get you out any way he can and battles you. And if you watch him pitching, you'll liable to see him go over the dugout and try to catch a pop-up and things of those that kind. And that makes him real tough to beat in my books.
Speaking of pitching, they say if there's any weakness on the Braves team, it's in your pitching staff. Do you think you can hold up down a real tough stretch drive?
Well, I can't understand why everyone thinks my pitching staff's so weak. We have a fellow that's won more games than any pitcher in the major leagues for 14 that's pitching here tomorrow night. We have a kid that pitched here last night, just turned 23 years old, is 9-2. We have a relief pitcher who's saved 15 and won 3. That's 3 pretty good pitchers right there, Tom. So it don't take too many more than that to stay right there with them.
So barring injury, you're in pretty good shape pitching-wise.
Oh, I definitely think so. I think our pitching will get better. Our number 1 pitcher last year, Jarvis, has gotten off to a slow start, but in recent games, he struck out 11 one game, 7 the other night, and ran into a couple of long balls with the Giants and got beat 4-0 because we didn't score any runs anyway, so it wouldn't have made much difference how he pitched. But he's looked better, and the kid Jim Britton just got back out of the service who pitched a very fine ball game up there, but he ran into a pitcher named Warren Marshall and got beat. But they're coming along real well, and I think down the stretch we're getting over our worst part of our schedule right now on this road trip with 18 games, and if we can hold our own, which we are doing up until now, I think we're going to be in a real good position to make a run at it.
Henry Aaron, slugger for the Atlanta Braves. You have 532 home runs in your career and 22 thus far this season. How far do you think you can go?
Well, I really don't know, Tom. Of course, I would say that as long as I keep myself in good shape, and I feel good right now, it's no telling how far I can go. I think I have an excellent chance of hitting 600 or better home runs if I can just continue to get those high sliders and high fastballs.
Speaking of high sliders and high fastballs, there's been a criticism on the part of some observers of baseball that the pitching this year is not quite as strong as it has been in past years. Do you think that expansion has weakened the pitching in Major League Baseball?
No, I don't. I think your teams are just as strong as it was perhaps 2 or 3 years ago. Of course, I think what have happened now that a lot of people are not saying is that the lowering of the mound have had some effect on some of the pitchers. They're not used to throwing off a low mound. I noticed one, for example, is Tom Seavis and Juan Marichal having a lot of trouble with throwing their sliders and keeping it down low. I think this has had a lot of effect on the pitching. I think as soon as they get accustomed to the low mound, I think everything is going to be back normal again.
Hank, you're in Atlanta now, and I remember back when the Braves first moved the team there was a little apprehension on many of the black players' part as far as playing down south and how the white men would accept him there. How has been the social adjustment of the black player particularly in Atlanta?
Well, at the time that the Braves was moving to Atlanta, Tom, I had a little mixed emotion, not about the city itself, but just for the sake of moving out and leaving my family in Milwaukee. I never said once that I would quit baseball, and I think that since I have played in Atlanta for the last 4 years, I've made better progress in that city than I had in Milwaukee in the first 12 years that I played in Milwaukee. But I think the black athlete is treated real well. I think that, of course, we all have a long ways to go in this sport. I, for one, have stressed that we need more black coaches, more managers. You know, we need a manager, another black manager, you know, and we need someone to work in the front office. But I think as far as the field is concerned, I think we've gone just about as far as we can. Now we need to explore the front office. And this is a thing that I hold that I think is the next step that the black athletes needs to do.
Are you interested in managing yourself when your career is over?
Well, I think after you play this game so long, I think you have your own ideas, and I've played for so many managers, and I would like to accept it as a challenge, really. And it's no more than a challenge, I think. It's just knowing your personnel on your ball club and knowing how to treat each individual. And I would certainly welcome the challenge.
Orlando Cepeda, slugger for the Atlanta Braves and former St. Louis Cardinal, former San Francisco Giant. How does it feel to be a Brave?
Well, Tom, I'm very glad when I came to this ball club. You know, it's kind of hard to live in St. Louis because I played there for 3 years and we won the pennant the last couple of years. And it's always hard to live a winning ball club. But I was very lucky when I came to this ball club because I saw that we have a good chance to win the pennant here.
Orlando, what's wrong with the Cardinals? What kind of team were they last year, and what seems to be the problem this year?
Well, it surprised me, Tom, because they have a great ball club, you know, and I always say that they're going to be right there with the money. But it's too early yet to say that they're out of the race because they have a great ball club and they have a winning team that they know how to win.
Let's talk about this ball club that you're on right now. It seems to be a strong ball club. You seem to have the togetherness. Can you last a full season?
I hope so, Tom. We have a good ball club, good hitting ball club, defensive ball club, very strong. The pitching is not the greatest, but I think it's good enough to carry a team to a pennant.
Orlando, you're involved in divisional play, and from a player standpoint, do you find it more exciting? Is it an incentive for you as a player?
I think so because that's good for the fans because they compare which division is better. And like now the Mets, they won today and they are getting close to Chicago. And then here in the Western Division, they have 5 clubs that are very together. So I think it's very good for baseball that two divisions.
Orlando, tell me a little bit about your off-season activities.
Well, I just go home to Puerto Rico and take it easy. I used to play winter ball the last couple of years, but now I'm 31 years old and I have to take it easy because it's getting kind of tough.
I know the feeling very well. You've had several injuries, mainly to your legs, your knees, your ankle, and so forth. Are you okay now? Are you fit?
So far, I'm in pretty good shape.
Uh-huh. And let me ask you this. Rico Cardi is hurt right now. Do you miss him in the field?
Well, the way he can hit, man, everybody miss him. You know, he's a great ball player. He's a great man. He's a good guy to have the ball club because he's always happy and he make everybody laugh. He's a great man.
So you have no problems as far as dissension is concerned. It's a happy team. You're putting it together, and manager Lum Harris tells me that he doesn't feel that his pitching is as weak as a lot of people around the league think that it is.
Well, yeah, you're right. The pitching is not the best in baseball, but it's not the worst. You know, this is a tough league. They got some good hitting, good hitter in this league, and but the pitching is good enough to, like I said before, it's good enough to carry a team to a pennant.
Orlando, we look forward to seeing you in this big divisional playoffs, and good luck to you for the rest of the season.
Thank you, Tom.